Can you imagine what it's like living in the most populated country in the world? You don't. Unless you live here, it's gonna be pretty hard to imagine. Even though I have an American passport, I choose to spend majority of my time here in this country. What's the reason? Well, you're about to find out that one reason that would make you all feel, oh my God, what? That totally makes sense. So, here we go. This is going to be a fascinating journey getting to know the world's most populated country. I will unveil some astonishing facts, but first, if you've not guessed it already, we're talking about India. India is one of the most diverse countries in the entire world. India also proudly holds the title for the most populous country on the planet, with an incredible 1.4 billion people within its borders. But here's the twist. When it comes to population density, India falls short of being among even the top 10 countries globally. Researching this was eye-opening, and it might amaze you as well. While India boasts a massive population, let's understand what population density means. It's a way to measure how many people there are in relation to a size of an area. Imagine this. India's vast land stretches far and wide, offering plenty of space for its residents to spread out. On the other hand, smaller countries make a big impact with higher concentration of people per unit of land, skyrocketing their population density rankings. Did you know that the world's most densely populated country is Monaco, with a staggering 19,000 people living per square kilometer? The second on the list might surprise you. It's none other than Singapore, with over 8,000 people living per kilometer. Let's come back to India. Despite being the world's most populous country in the world, its rank in terms of population density is only 29th, with 433 people per square kilometer. From a young age, my heart was set on one destination, the United States. It was my American dream that burned bright within me, driving me to do whatever it took to make it there and thrive. Like countless others around the globe, I just wanted the opportunity to live in what I believe to be the greatest country on earth. The country built on some amazing fundamentals, and a country built by immigrants. In this pursuit, I discovered that my aspirations were shared by many, making me no different from those who dream for a better life. Here's my journey of living in the most populated country in the world. I consider myself incredibly fortunate to have received a life-changing opportunity to pursue a master's degree in the United States. However, venturing abroad for further education was far from a walk in the park. In fact, it required a substantial financial commitment. My father, in his unwavering support, took a loan and provided me with $5,500 to embark on this endeavor. With just $5,500 in my pocket, I found myself confronted with a challenging tuition fee of $8,585 at NYU. It was a moment that demanded resourcefulness and resilience. Thankfully, my roommate became my saving grace. I utilized his American Express credit card to pay for my fee. This arrangement proved beneficial for both of us, as he earned miles through my expenditure while I diligently repaid him back. I would say I was unbelievably fortunate to then secure a transfer to Texas A&M University, where I qualified for an in-state tuition fee that was significantly lower than the standard rate. Instead of facing an $8,585 burden, I only had to pay around $1,500. Determined to alleviate my financial pressures, I pursued scholarships and diligently worked as a research assistant in environmental department. This role involved data collection, weather monitoring, and various other responsibilities that helped me cover my expenses and sustain myself in this new country. After I graduated, I began working and got a permanent visa, and then eventually started my own company that helped me achieve the financial independence. Eventually, I got my green card, and then along this path, I got naturalized and obtained my American citizenship, a significant milestone. However, I found myself questioning whether these accomplishments truly brought me happiness. You see, my ultimate life goal was to move to the United States at any cost, becoming a beacon of success for others to admire. And yes, I did achieve that goal. At the moment, I realized the misconception in my thinking that living in the States would guarantee me ultimate happiness and fulfillment. allow me to share the major reasons behind this profound realization. Take a moment, for I shall not waste your time with the emotional or impractical reasoning. The reasons behind my choice to live in India will undoubtedly leave you intrigued. Let me begin with the foremost factor: the abundance of talented youth that thrives within the nation. A simple Google search would reveal that a staggering 66% of Indian population is under the age of 35. Can you believe that? In the most populous country on earth, 2/3 of the population consists of young individuals, forming a vast pool of untapped talent. Whatever specific skills or expertise you seek, finding and recruiting the ideal young candidates from this vast resource is merely a matter of days. In early stages of shaping my dreams, I always envisioned creating not just a venture, but a thriving community, a company that would truly stand for the principles and values that I believe in. A place where I could gather a team of exceptional individuals and together achieve greatness, if there is such a thing. And in this pursuit, I couldn't think of a more fitting place than India, where I could curate the finest team imaginable. Of course, there is a lot of talented people globally, but couple the vast availability of resources with the relatively lower cost, this gives you a huge runway to run experiments and make mistakes to learn from them. And I mean not just tech talent, but creative talent and even domestic help. I believe in paying fair wages to everyone, and imagine this. I have hired a cook for just $35 per month here. I have someone to organize my clothes and my room at a similar cost. You can get very talented interns for less than $200 a month. For therapy, while you pay $85 in the US on platforms like Talkspace and BetterHelp, there is a Bangalore-based startup, and I can get the same quality of service for counseling in less than $20 per hour. $20 per hour for a counselor for CBT. Wow. A full-time video editor can cost anywhere between $5 to $15 per hour. So what does all this mean for people living in the Western world? Could you just pack your bags and come live in India indefinitely and have all these benefits? Well, there's always two sides to a coin. There are a lot of challenges that come when living in India. Here are some of the challenges that I struggled with. Number one, traffic. India is a chaotic, and overcrowding and congestion is mind-numbing. Consider this, my commute to office is always unpredictable, and it takes minimum of 2.5 hours, and it could be as much as 4 hours many days of the week if I'm commuting, especially during the rush hours. Next one is cultural adjustment. India is a rich and diverse culture, and it can be quite distinct from the Western cultures. I have brought over a dozen American friends to India, and Americans may experience culture shock and may need time to adapt to different social norms, customs, traditions, and ways of life. The next one on our list is language barriers. While English is widely spoken in India, particularly in the urban areas where you might want to settle in, there may still be a language barrier, especially in the rural areas. Local languages and accents may be challenging to understand, making communication difficult in certain situations. Next one on our list, and number 4, is infrastructure and amenities. Infrastructure deficiencies in India, inconsistent electricity supply, and limited access to clean water and sanitation facilities can pose challenges for Americans accustomed to a more developed infrastructure system. However, if you're living in a place like Gurgaon, Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, you would have good ways to solve this challenge. For me, every now and then, I would just check into Radisson Hotel next to my office, and for around $80 per night, these problems just go away. So, living in a 5-star hotel, I'm saving money in India. Next, health and hygiene. Health and hygiene considerations can be important. My American friends may need to adjust to different hygiene practices and be cautious about water and food safety to avoid illness. Certain diseases may be more prevalent in India, and access to quality healthcare can vary across different regions. Since I visit my hometown of Dallas every 2 to 3 months, I have a regular appointment with my PCP, and fortunately, I have not been caught in a messy situation so far. Next on our list is bureaucracy and administrative procedures. Dealing with bureaucratic processes and administrative procedures in India can be complex and time-consuming. Obtaining permits, dealing with government agencies, and navigating the legal system may require patience and understanding. For me, I have an amazing finance and administration team who knows all the tricks and trades to navigate this. Next one is pollution and environmental concerns. Some parts of India experience high levels of air pollution, which can be a health concern. Americans are used to cleaner air quality and may need to adapt to environmental conditions and take necessary precautions. This one is hard to overcome. I had to make changes in my daily routine. So when I'm in Dallas, I would go out for a run, but the air quality in India, especially in Delhi and Gurgaon, is so bad that I choose to run indoors. However, even when there can be long-term health challenges, breathing this quality of air can be pretty bad. Next one is social integration. This is a funny one. Building social connections and integrating into local communities may take time and effort. Americans may find it helpful to engage in activities and events where they can meet and learn about the culture and traditions. However, my Indian friends can sometimes be cheap. That word means sticky, but in our context, it refers to someone who does not get the subtle signs of "I need some privacy." It is customary in the States to text before you call and call before you show up.
Namaste ji.
And in India though, you just show up at someone's door. So my American friends would have to exaggerate the communication to get privacy when they need it. Another example is that even with my mom, when I sometimes introduce a new girl to her, she would just ask, "Okay darling, how much money do you make?" or "How much rent are you getting from your property?" It comes with the best intentions, but sometimes it can be embarrassing and too nosy. If I have not scared you with these reasons and you're still interested and considering living in India, leave a comment down below and tell me if you would ever consider living in the most populous country in the world. Considering all these reasons, I made a decision to come full circle and live in India even after receiving my American passport. So I realized that just living in the Western world does not guarantee happiness. For me, happiness comes from achieving my goals. It comes from becoming the best version of myself. I created a video where I talked about how to get ahead of 99% of people in 6 to 12 months. Happiness comes from meaning, and meaning has 4 pillars: purpose, belonging, transcendence, and the story you tell. I have an ambitious goal to achieve 10x in all facets of my life. This approach is aimed at exponential growth, including my dev shop, Copper Digital. I have taken several steps, including expanding our human resources to boost revenue, driving profits, and ensuring unparalleled customer satisfaction. My focus is on achieving remarkable advancements on all fronts. Living and operating in India has been a catalyst for this pursuit of excellence. As I continue this perpetual march towards achieving my goals, I remain grateful for the opportunities that India has bestowed upon me. It is here in the heart of this diverse and thriving nation that I found my perfect environment to nurture my aspirations to make a lasting impact. That concludes my account of living in the world's most populous country. I hope you found this video enjoyable, informative, and somewhat inspiring. If you did, I would greatly appreciate your feedback and support. Please show your appreciation by leaving a thumbs up and a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to receive updates on how my journey of living in India is going. Thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.